You are watching the NHL Roundup. Welcome to the NHL Roundup. I'm Mike Jackman. November the 18th, that's a night that should be cringed into the mind of the Toronto Maple Leafs and their fans, because that's a night they got humiliated by the Nashville Predators on their own home ice, 9-2, and I bring up that point again to get to this one, because ever since then, the Leafs have taken that negative and turned it into a positive. They've been 10-1-1 in 12 games since that point, and let's run through a summary of what they've done. They've taken out the Detroit Red Wings back-to-back, and then with a huge victory over the LA Kings in a shootout 4-3, and then going ahead and taking out the best in the West in the Anaheim Ducks 6-2. So now they've got to take that streak to the road Thursday night as they played the Carolina Hurricanes. The Leafs came out sluggish in this one to start, and the Hurricanes tried to take advantage. 2-on-1 here with Jim McLennan and Justin Shug looking for his first goal in the NHL, but Jonathan Bernier with a big sprawling save to keep it at 0-0. But the Leafs couldn't hold off the Hurricanes for too much longer. With under 8 minutes left to go in the first period, Eric Stahl's going to fight off Peter Holland and throw it at the net, and Jake Gardiner doesn't tie up Chris Terry in front, and he puts home his 5th of the year past Bernier, and it makes it 1-0 Hurricanes. The Leafs are going to get a chance to counter on the power play, but it's the Hurricanes that get the chance. It's going to be a 2-on-1 coming up with Patrick Dwyer and Justin Folk. Nice pass there by Dwyer. Over to Folk. He makes no mistake past Bernier, and that's consecutive games where the Leafs have given up a short end of goal, and this one gave Carolina a 2-0 lead going to the dressing room. The Leafs would wake up in the second period and will get some opportunities, including this one here by Peter Holland coming up, but Cam Ward's going to stand his ground and hold the post to keep it out and keep his shutout alive. And then Phil Kessler's going to have an opportunity coming up here as he's going to go one-on-one with Ward here, but he can't beat his right pad, and it's still 2-0 Carolina. However, with 3 minutes left to go in the second, the Leafs keep pressing and will get rewarded this time as Dion Phaneuf, the captain, puts it through a maze of players, including Cam Ward. Leafs have hit the board down 2-1 going to the third. In the third period, after Cody Franzen took an interference penalty, the Hurricanes make him pay. Andre Sekera, with time running down on the power play, is going to rip this wrist shot past Jonathan Bernier to make it 3-1, and an empty netter makes it 4-1 Hurricanes as they snap their losing streak and end the Leafs' winning streak with a 4-1 win. Off to the city of brotherly love, the Wells Fargo Center in Philly. Wayne Simmons' first big opportunity 2 minutes in, but a big right pad save by Luongo. Panthers are going to break that 0-0 tie in the first. Steve Mason's going to make the initial save here, but Scotty Upshaw going to the net. It goes off his body and in, and the Panthers have a 1-0 lead. When the Flyers need a big goal this year, who do they turn to? Jacob Voracek, and he comes through again in the second period, converting on that pass past Luongo, and it's 1-1 now in Philly. Voracek's going to be in another play in the second period as he's going to try and set up this time Nicholas Grossman, but not this time. Luongo comes up with a save there. In the third period, we're still tied at 1, and Scott Lawton's going to get a good opportunity as he's able to walk out in front, but Luongo again has the answer. We're still tied. The Panthers are going to get a great opportunity here as the Flyers turn it over in their own zone, but the guy at the side of the net is going to be robbed by Steve Mason, a big game saver there. This game would need extra time going to overtime. In the overtime period, an awesome opportunity for the Flyers to win it as Strite's going to be one-on-one right here with Luongo, but Luongo comes up big, sending this one to a shootout. First shooter up for the Panthers is Brendan Peary. They say slow and steady wins the race. He comes in nice and slow against Steve Mason, makes the move, and I guess slow and steady gets the goal as well. Third round shooter in the shootout for the Flyers is Jacob Voracek. He has to score to keep it alive, and once again he's money in the bank with that move on Luongo and keeps the Flyers alive. Sixth round shooter, Dave Bolin for the Panthers. He wasted the 5-hole, opens up with Steve Mason, and in you go. The Panthers have the lead again in the shootout 2-1, which puts the pressure on Sean Couturier. He has to score to keep this game alive. He goes one-on-one with Luongo, and he loses the handle right at the end. Luongo comes up with a right pad save, and the Panthers win in a shootout. Pittsburgh for the Avalanche and the Penguins from Pittsburgh. Blake Como, big chance there, but a bigger save by Calvin Pickard. 0-0 still in the first. But then back come the Avalanche. Alex Tanguay throws it in front of the net for Jerome McGinley, but Marc-Andre Fleury comes up with a big save to keep it at 0-0. Now Pittsburgh power play in the second period. Evgeny Malkin's going to take a shot and tipped in front by Patrick Holmfrist, but he couldn't find the back of the net past Calvin Pickard. We're still tied at 0 in the second. And now Steve Downey's going to find Marcel Gotch from the face-off circle for a one-timer, but again, Calvin Pickard has the answer with a left pad save. It was a returning Sidney Crosby tonight, returning to the lineup after having the mumps, and this wraparound won't work on Calvin Pickard. Crosby's going to get another opportunity coming up right here as he gets sprung on a break, but again, Calvin Pickard has his number this time with a glove hand save. This game went all the way to overtime, still 0-0. Rob Scuderi the shot, stopped by Calvin Pickard, but Blake Comeau was going to get his revenge from earlier. He pokes home the rebound, and the Penguins win it over the Avalanche in overtime, 1-0. The Ducks and Canadians from Montreal, it was Sekou Koivu night at the Bell Centre as the Canadians honored their former captain, so the Ducks were out to spoil the party, and they're the ones that are going to get on the board first. 8 minutes in, Hampus Lundholm, this bullet from the point is going to beat Carey Price, and it's 1-0 for the Ducks. In the second, still 1-0 Ducks, Frederik Andersen, big save off Subban from the point, and then he stopped Alex Galchenyuk as well. Then 2 minutes left to go in the second. Brendan Gallagher steals the puck, but he can't stuff it past Frederik Andersen, who was on his game tonight. But in the third period, Habs power play, they tie it up. Markov over to Desharnais. That one-timer finally beats Frederik Andersen, and the Canadians have hit the board. It's tied at 1. Not long after that, though, the Ducks are getting their lead right back as Matt Beletsky is going to convert on this pass in front and rip it from the face-off circle past Carey Price. That would be your eventual game winner as the Ducks squeak past the Canadians Thursday night 2-1. Now we go to Columbus for the Red Hot Blue Jackets taking on the Washington Capitals. John Carlson's going to get a great opportunity here for the Capitals coming up, but a big blocker save there by Bobrovsky. But the Capitals do strike first, so Joe Ward, nice shot right inside the post off Bobrovsky, and it's 1-0 for the Capitals. In the last minute of the first, the Capitals are going up by 2 as Jason Chimera is going to be left all alone at the side of the net. No mistake past Bobrovsky, 2-0 Capitals. Blue Jackets power play second period, just like Santa Claus stuffs the presents under the tree Christmas morning. Jack Johnson's going to stuff the puck under Braden Holtby, and it's 2-1 now. Another Jackets power play, Connaughton and a shot gets stopped by Holtby, but there to clean up the rebound, Nick Foligno, and the Blue Jackets have tied this game at 2. We go to the third period, still tied at 2. It's a different period, but it's the same culprit. Nick Foligno in front of the net's going to beat Braden Holtby, and the Jackets have their first lead, 3-2. Capitals have the answer, and Kyle Larson, his shot. Bobrovsky gets a piece of it, but not enough. We're tied at 3. But with under 5 minutes remaining, the Jackets get that right back as Michael Chaput is going to jump on a rebound and beat Braden Holtby, coming up here to give the Jackets their lead right back at 4-3. But this game was a teeter-totter all night long. You've seen the teeter by Columbus, and here comes the totter. Torrey Brower going to the net. It's going to go off his skating in. They would review this. It would be a good goal. We're tied at 4. We need overtime in Columbus. And in the overtime period, it doesn't take long to get the winner, and it goes to the Washington Capitals. Mike Green, nice little fake there, throws it in front for Eric Fair, and he puts it past Sergei Bobrovsky, and the Capitals come back and win this one in overtime, 5-4. Oilers and Sharks from San Jose with 5 minutes left to go in the first period. Boyd Gardner's backhander is going to find a way to beat Niemi through the 5-hole, 1-0 Oilers. But in the second period, the Sharks are going to have the answer. James Shepard in front of the net is going to fire that puck home, and we're tied at 1. Not long after, Logan Couture off the post and in past Ben Scrivens, and the Sharks have their first lead, 2-1. The goals were coming pretty fiercely in the second period because Pennazzetto is going to put that one home, and we're tied at 2. Still in the second period, we're getting another goal, and it's going to the Oilers again. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins follows up on his own rebound. Oilers have their lead again. It's 3-2. After the Sharks tied the score at 3 in the third period, Bartley Goodrow sprung on a break, backhander through the 5-hole of Scrivens, and now the Sharks have the lead again, 4-3. With the Oilers goalie out, they tried everything to tie this thing up, everything except do it, that is, as David Perron has a couple chances in front, but Niemi stands his ground. The Sharks beat the Oilers 4-3. Blues and Kings from LA, already 2-0 Blues in the second period, and Kevin Shattenkirk changes all that with that shot. He makes it 3-0 with that one. Cue the comeback. First, it's Marian Gaborik following up on the rebound. Then we skip ahead to the second period. Ondřej Kopitar takes a pass and then rips it past Brodeur, and now the Kings are within 1. And then there's 5 minutes left to go in the second period. Marian Gaborik again, as he's falling down, sweeps it past Brodeur, and suddenly that 3-0 lead the Blues had is gone. But just as quickly as the Kings tie it up, the Blues take the lead again. Yuri Lotira, backhander, nice shot past Jonathan Quick, 4-3 Blues. First minute of the third period, here come the Kings as Kopitar is going to find Jeff Carter going to the net. His shot beats Brodeur, and we're all tied up again in LA, 4-4. Then it's going to be Jake Muzzin outwitting the defenseman, then ripping it past Brodeur, and the Kings have the lead again, 5-4. We get one more goal in this game, and it's going to be kind of a weird one as Dwight King dumps it in from center ice, and it bounces past Brodeur's top shelf. That's all the scoring they need. The Kings come back down from 3-0 and win it 6-4.